Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. This is Naya Dolgens and I'm Ifnaji Fitness, okay? The face behind Naya Dolgens. Now today's video, not tutorial, we're going to be talking about how to put a price tag on your beading work, and this video does not necessarily mean that you must be a fabric beader before you have to watch the video. No, because this video is going to throw light on how to put a price tag, like I said, and value to whatever craft you are representing, whatever business you're into, what service you're rendering. Okay, it will show you how to price, how to put pricing on any products you have. Okay, because people were reaching out to me on Instagram, which is also Naya Dolgens, about how they should charge the customer for a bidding work and every other thing. Okay, you believe with me that some people are self-taught, like fashion self-taught, and through videos, online videos and every other thing, so they were not privileged to go to fashion school. In fashion school there's a course set aside which is called fashion business, whereby you get to learn how to make profits in your fashion business. Now this video is going to help tackle that, and also give you how to carry on your fashion business on a long run. So please stay tuned. Please do not forget to subscribe, because I know you really need to like, share with anyone that will find this video very helpful. And let's get started. All right guys, so now pricing is anything, putting an amount of everything, both cost, production, your time, creativity, workmanship, and profit. That is pricing. Putting the amount of everything that requires for you to make a product or your goods. Okay, that is pricing. Now, if you're actually thinking that this video I'm going to be telling you, you should charge 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira for your bidding work, or whatever crafts you have, then that is not what this video is all about. But this video is also going to tell you how to put a price tag, like I said earlier in the introduction, how to tell people this is what your goods value, this is how valuable your goods is. Because pricing will actually tell if your goods is luxury brand, or if your product is an affordable brand. If your goods is premium. The premium does not actually mean that if your price of your goods or your product or your brand is high, means your goods or your brand is premium. Premium has to do with quality, but then pricing also has a value in making your brand to be premium. Okay, and then whatever amount of money you charge, it will actually determine your customer. Though prices can be influenced by the environment you're found in, but notwithstanding that, I just want to tell you that whatever amount of money you're charging your goods, your brand, it should be something that will make you grow, not something that will make you run out of business. And I'm not saying that you should overcharge your customers. No, I'm not saying that you should undercharge your customer either. But then you have to place a price that, even with inflation of goods and every material needed, your customers won't worry or won't go away. Do you get my point? Now, most people charge their customer based on their appearances. Okay, like someone comes into your shop, let's say customer A comes into your shop, okay, and you just size the person up as, okay, this person can afford this amount of money, and you charge the person a very huge amount of money on a regular basis. You won't charge your normal or average customer that way, and that person go out with that goods or that product, or let me make an example, a dress, and the dress is so beautiful, and some other person says the dress, oh my god, this dress is beautiful, and the person like, how much did you make it? And the person says the price. The person runs away like, I cannot afford this your tailor, I cannot afford this your fashion designer, this your shoe maker and whatever. But if that person had actually come to you directly without being in contact with that person you overcharged, you get, the person can afford you, but then you've placed a price tag based on assumption or based on who the person is. Now, I'm not saying that is wrong, but that is not professional. Okay, most people do that in the business. They use other goods or other customers to cover up their losses. I'm not saying that is good, but that is not professional. You should put a standard to your pricing and have a regular customer base and every other thing. Everyone should know this is what you charge, this is your standard, this is your value. You get, and this principle today is actually going to put you in line how to checkmate all these things. Now, there are things that influence pricing. Okay, number one thing I'm going to say that influence pricing is your competitors around you. All right, now if you are doing a particular craft and there are other people around you that do that craft, you try to ask them how much they charge, or try to know the amount, because most people will not want to tell you once they find that you're into the same craft to them. But notwithstanding, you can just ask people around and how much they charge, and you work with the amount they are charging. Another thing you should use in checkmating your pricing is the style you are making for the person. Now this per se is for people that are doing bespoke or doing craft based on order. You get now, if someone actually order or ask for a dress, for a beading dress that requires a blouse, now you have a fixed price for blouse, or you have a fixed price to bead a blouse, to bead the neckline of dresses, to bead a hem of skirt or gown. No, you have a fixed price for it. Or probably they brought their own design and it requires a lot of time and technique. You charge based on it. That is another way you can put a price tag on your value. Or you can also, like I said, you can charge per style, you can charge per percentage. Like whatever amount of money you use in buying the material, cost of production, and every other thing, you can also. And I also want to make throw light on something, that workmanship and profit are two different things. Okay, your workmanship and your profit are two different things. They're not the same. No matter how you're doing, you should make provision for both workmanship, which is labor cost. That is what it's called. Workmanship is labor cost. Then you have profits. Now, workmanship is what you charge yourself for doing that work, and you have profit as well. Assuming you have workers working for you, that is workmanship, that is labor cost. You pay them. Then the profit probably is yours, or you share the workmanship with your laborers and every other thing. Do you get my point, right? So don't worry, once we go further, you'll get to understand what I'm just trying to say, okay? Now, how do you another thing is you have to have a minimum pricing, okay, like an amount that you cannot go below, or a standard. Like everyone knows, if you're coming to make a dress on this from this person, this is the minimum she can take. She does not take a less than that. So don't worry, how much you have. Or you have 10,000, no, don't go to her. She will not charge. She won't take that amount of money. They just know that this is the minimum they take, and just let it know that is you putting value on your brand. Okay, now how to the first thing, and actually how to make your pricing, which is the calculation part. Yeah, this course or this video has a calculation part we're going to work on. You should get your estimate work pricing guide. Now what I'm trying to say is like a protocol, a principle, things that you should have value, or should place value, or you should calculate to know your pricing. Now what I'm talking about now, the pricing, the calculation for to estimate your work pricing guide is you cost pricing formula. Okay, that's the word. The formula to make your pricing. Okay, now pricing is equals to cost of production plus profits. Cost of production plus profits. Okay, now cost of production involve a lot of things. Now cost of production does not require just your material and then profit. No, now in cost of production there's rentage. If you're having a shop, definitely it's from your business you're going to pay the shop rent, right? In cost of production you have your electricity bill. In cost of production you have your machines. You bought machines for your shops. You have tools you use in making your crafts. Those things you bought with your money, you have to recover the money back. Yes, in fashion business you have to recover the money back. If you're not just putting money into business, you have to make those money you put into business as well. Now this time you can decide that you want to make the money for your tools and your materials. For like, no, tools, let me use so that I don't get too confused, because there's also cost for materials as well. You might decide that, okay, you want your machines, your sewing machine, your weaving machine, your surgeon machine, every machine you have in your shop, you want to say that you're going to use 3 years to achieve the money you use in buying that. You can also say that, so you work a plan whereby each dress or each product, each craft you make, you have to put the money in it for in it, that is going to compromise, that you're going to be able to achieve or bring other money from your business within 3 years, within 2 years. Now you have your material and you have electricity bill, transportation bill. These are all in cost of production, and labor cost, which is your workmanship, right? Then plus bracket closes plus your profit. See, that's why I said workmanship and profits are not the same thing in business. No, they're not. Cost of production and labor cost and profits. Workmanship and profits are two different things now. And we're going to work with an example so that you get to understand what I'm trying to say. Now, with an example, let's say you're going to bead a dress. I'm using beading dress because my channel is mostly based on fabric beading and maybe other thing, but you can actually apply this to craft, whatever craft you're making, fashion work you're making. Okay, so now let's say you're beading a dress and the dress costs you took you 2 days right? 2 days to beat this dress. And now we want to get the pricing for that work. Okay, now from our formula, which is price equals to cost of production plus cost of production plus profit, right? If I get myself mistaken. Now we're going to check the cost of production, which is our overhead for a year. Then we're going to get our overhead for a month, then days. What I'm trying to say is now cost of production, which is our rent. We're going to first of all say our rent now. For rent now, let's say your rent is 300,000 naira, and it requires 12 months for you to 12, there's 12 months in a year, right? So now you're going to say 300,000 divided by 12. Okay, let's reach 300,000. So it's going to give us a random number. 300,000 divided by 12, that will give us 25,000 naira, right? Now in that 12 months, we have 12 months that will give us 25,000 naira for 1 month, right? So now in that 1 month, you have 5 working days. Let's say you work from Monday to Friday, okay? You don't work Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday is your rest day. Now in that that's making it 5 days, and the month comprises of 4 weeks, right? So now it's 5 times 4, which is 20. So you now say your 25,000 naira divided by 20, which will give us, we're trying to get how much you're going to pay for your rent for each day. That will now give us 1,250. 1,250. Please, I'm doing this video from Nigeria, so that's why I'm using Naira. In case you're from other countries, okay, you can just input your own money value, all right? Um, that's 1,250, right? That will give you for 1 day. You're supposed to pay your rent each day. If you're saving each day amount of money you're supposed to keep aside for your house, your shop rent, you're supposed to keep 1,250 naira for each day. Now you use 2 days to beat this drill. That is 1,250 naira times two, and that will give us 2,500 naira, right? If I'm not mistaken, yes, that will give us 2,500 naira. Now that is for rent. Now you come for your machine, maybe your sewing machine and every other machine you have in your shop. Now let's say which, okay, let's say everything you got for your machines and your tools and everything is 360,000 naira. 360,000 naira. Okay, that's 360,000 naira. Now you divide it now. Okay, let's say now your machines and your tools, you want to come up with that money within 2 months of you in that shop. Okay, so now let's say we'll now say 36,000, 360,000 naira, not 36,000, 360,000 naira divided by 24, which is 2 years. 24 and 24 months comprises of 2 years, right? That will give us 24. So now say 360,000 naira divided by 24, that will give us 15,000 naira for a month. You have to save 15,000 naira for a month. Now in a month, like we said, for the rent, you work for just 20 days. Okay, now you now say that 15,000 naira divided by 20, that should give us 715 naira. Okay, and you did that job for 2 days, that will give us two that will give us 1,015 naira. Okay, 1,500, sorry. That would give us 1,500 naira. Now, for that 2 days, for your machines and everything, okay, let's say your electricity bill, you buy units of 5,000 naira in a month. Okay, your unit is 5,000 naira you use in a month, and you're also going to divide that by 20, and that will give us 215 naira times 2 as well. That will give us 500 naira. Now, your transportation and miscellaneous bill and every other thing maybe must have acquired while you were running around for that job was 1,500, right? Now your labor cost, now you will not tell yourself, okay, I want to charge certain amount of money for my labor cost each day. Okay, let's say, and let me don't go too far. Let me say, okay, you charge yourself, but I'm not saying you should charge this amount to, maybe say your labor cost is 2,500 naira, you're charging yourself for each day. So now 2 days is now 5,000 naira for that work you did. That's for labor cost. We're not talking about profits. Okay, that is now 5,000 naira. Okay, then your cost for material, maybe your materials, every material you're supposed to use, like your bead, your thread, your applique is expensive, but let me just say little things you bought to beat that dress. Okay, let's say everything is 3,500 naira. I don't want the price, I'm just assuming. Okay, I'm not saying it's the standard, but this principle I'm using is standard. Then that's 3,500, right? So now let's calculate the money together. That's 005, and then okay. So that will leave us to 14,500 if I'm not mistaken. 14,500 if I'm not mistaken. My calculator is not close to me. Okay, that will give us 14,500, right? Okay, that will give us 14,500. Now your profit. Now that is your cost of production. That money, this 14,500 is your cost of production. Now your profits, you can decide that profits are based on percentage. Okay, you can decide that your profit is going to be by 20% of your cost of production, 30% of your cost of production, 50, 90, 100% of your cost of production. That depends on the value you're placing on yourself or the environment you find yourself. Like I say, environments can actually influence your profiting. Okay, because if you're in an environment whereby people pay huge money, people are like very generous, you can actually make your reason to be 100% or even 200, 250% of your cost of production. Okay, that depends on the value and the brand you represent. Is it a luxury brand? That is what I was saying earlier, or an affordable brand? Okay, let's say, okay, for this project I'm calculating right now, we use 40%. Okay, now say 40% of it, that will be 40 divided by 100 times 14,500. That's going to give us cancel here, cancel here. Oh my gosh, this times this is going to give us, okay, 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 it's going to give us 5,800. Yeah, it's going to give us 5,800, right? That is your profit. Now your profit is now 5,800. So now we're not going to back to our formula, which is price is equals to what they call it, cost of production, which is 14,000 naira, 14,500 plus 5,800, our profit. That is going to give us a price for bidding that dress is 20,300 naira. Now this is an assumption. I don't know if you get this point, but you can just repeat. I don't think I was fast. Okay. I don't think I was fast, but if you find any place you find confusing, you can just throw a question in the comment section, and I'm going to answer that. Okay. But I believe this is simple enough, and if there's need for you to go back and just follow the step once more. Okay, so this formula and everything, it can also be applicable to if you're doing commercial, like you're ready to wear, or you're a commercial producer, like you produce in bulk and batches. Okay, because now if you're producing in bulk and you're a ready to wear person, you're buying them in bigger quantity and the prices are less. So now let's say a bespoke person actually charge dress for let me see, a dress for 20,000 naira. Okay, should I use 20,000? Okay, charge dress for 50,000 naira. And you that is in a commercial business and you have like 10 dresses and you're charging 5,000 naira. That's 5,000 times 10. You've also got you've also landed in the same 50,000 naira the person had made for just one dress. Okay, you've also made 50,000 the person has made for also one dress. Okay, you've also made that same amount you've made for that 50,000 naira for that dress, right? And this whole thing is still, you still arrive at the same venue because you're making for larger quantity, and that person just making one dress. Okay, you see, and one dress that requires a lot, and mind you, these bespoke dressers, they are making to the taste of the customer, so they are going to be specific. But if you're commercial or you're ready to wear, you're making based on your own taste and your own idea, so it's your design, your creation, and every other thing. And what I'm going to say, that no matter what you're doing, make sure you're producing a premium dress. Like, in as much as maybe the customer did not pay the amount for that dress, or maybe you were assuming certain amount, or maybe guys later on at a long run, or later while preparing the dress, you find out that you are at a loss, not really at a loss, or probably you're at a loss, or you're not going to make much profit from it. I want to advise that you make a premium dress, because you don't know who is going to see that dress tomorrow and they are going to recommend you. Don't say, and they did not pay me too much, so I should not give my best. No, always give your best to everything. Remember, I mentioned something about premium. Premium does not require the amount you placed on it. It requires the amount, because money value on it can also bring premium to a dress or to a brand. But also, it requires premium. Actually means quality. quality. If the bidding work is not much, but the work is premium, is quality, it can attract people. Okay, remember, you're trying to make your business grow, and you cannot make your business grow only by the amount you're charging your customers. No, your business will grow, or your brand will grow, based on how premium and the work of excellence you're giving to your customer, to the public, and every other thing. So my advice is that you work with yourself, and be it a commercial dressmaker, or a bespoke dressmaker, or a craft person, by commercial, your craft is for commercial, is like you're making in bulk, or you're making per order. Let your work have good, a work of excellence, premium, like nice finishing. Yeah, that's the term, nice finishing, that will attract more people to you. This is how you also grow. It's not only by pricing. If you put a dress for 100,000 naira, and it's not worth the 100,000, even if one person can afford it, that's just that person. Every other person that comes to me, this is 100,000, it's not even up to the 100,000. I have someone that will make this dress for 50,000. It might not be with all this whole stuff, and yet to be premium. You do get my point. So let's put premium and work of excellence in every of our crafts, our fashion work, our business, whatever the case might be, so that we can also grow in that way. Recommendation can also make us grow as well. So thank you very much. Okay, this is helpful, I think so. So it's not just for just commercial or bespoke person. This formula, you can use it for both, with the item you have and every other thing. And now, if you're making a commercial, this thing, you have number of products you're actually going to make, so you have to input that in making your costs. Okay, if you have a question on that, maybe you're a commercial person, you can just leave a question behind, and I'm going to answer that. Okay, if you're a commercial person and you find this confusing, just leave a question behind, and I'm going to give an answer to that. You can be. So now, this is how you put pricing and value to your dress. Okay, don't be unprofessional. Just have a standard. Like, start. If you're starting a business, continue with that standard. Don't go low. Don't use mix family with pleasure and every other thing. This to help your business grow. And I know you have learned a lot from this whole tutorial. Okay, this is also a tutorial, because I'm teaching you how to price. Okay, because I call it the video. So please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share with anyone that will find this very helpful. I believe this is helpful. With this, you can able to put price on your value on your products, your crafts, your fashion, your beading work, whatever the case might be. So thank you very much for staying to the end. God bless you all, and see you in my next video. Remain super blessed.